Hey, Retronomma Squad. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Retronomnomnom. Tonight we're doing the Ask Me About My Wiener. Let me show you what we're cooking. So, basically, tonight's dish features sausage, onions, peppers, and potatoes. For the sausage, really any sausage will do. We're doing a chicken jalapeno mango, but really anything would do. Shout out to my cousin Jeff for showing me this recipe originally. And the Ask Me About My Wiener is basically a reference to the movie Accepted, which you may or may not seen, but those who have know it's pretty good. Justin Long, Jonah Hill, pretty great. You'll need oil and basically a pan, because you're going to basically kind of fry everything up. Some people use water, other people use coconut oil, whatever you need really to kind of crisp everything up, get everything fully cooked. Alright, so basically what we're doing here, we're just throwing some oil in the pan, getting it warmed up. Like usual, I like using a wok. Kind of evenly distributes the heat, makes things kind of cook a little better. Some people use just a regular frying pan. I mean, whatever works for you, works for you. I mean, with cooking, you can experiment a little bit. As long as it's cooked fully, that's all that matters. Okay, so it's probably gotten hot enough. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the potatoes in. We found kind of doing single layer works best. It's a bit more time consuming, but ultimately everything kind of cooks better. I mean, when we do a whole bunch, they don't really cook that well at all. So, yeah, just add them single layer, let them kind of get fried up. And then once they start looking nice and crispy, you flip them over and do it again. And again, and again, until all those potatoes are crispy and tasty. This is what a true sizzle reel looks like. Get it? References to things. Just gave them their first flip. Little movie trivia for you. I mean, Accepted came out in 2006. This one comes in a little under 2 hours, so, you need a little bit of time, but still it's comedy, so it sticks, it flows pretty good. It's got a lot of great jokes. Justin Long, Jonah Hill, doing what they do. I guess most of that movie was improvised, so that's kind of fun. Hey, don't forget that salt and pepper. Season your stuff, so it's not just a bland mess. Back to the sizzle! On a side note, like if you really wanted to, if you cut these thin enough, I mean, hell, if you have a mandolin, you could really cut these things super thin, and then you throw them in some oil and, some salt or whatever you like, some kind of topping. Make yourself some killer potato chips this way. Just throwing it out there for you. When they start getting this real nice golden brown, that's really when you want to make sure they're flipped, so that way both sides get that nice golden brown. But once you get there with them, there's kind of two things you can do. You can either use a paper towel to, help drain the excess oil off that way, or you can always just, do the old-fashioned strainer. I mean, let's do that again. That was pretty great with the strainer. So as you can see, I've got some in there in the straining, kind of getting rid of some of that excess oil, and you can always take a paper towel to kind of blot a bit more of that excess off if you like. Also, now is a really good time to kind of salt and pepper these things, because it's good to have that seasoning. We like to use Himalayan pink salt, because I think it's better for you or something. I don't know. It's fun. Uh-oh, empty pan. You know what that means? More potatoes. So many potatoes. Why don't we have more potatoes? Ah ha 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 ha. Potatoes. This might seem like a no-brainer, but you want that oil hot. Da, da, da. Yeah! It's getting hot, hot, hot. While we let those potatoes sizzle, I'm going to do a commercial break. Ready? Commercial break for water. That's right, water. When you need something to drink, water. You know, like, it's definitely water. That's what we have in here. Here's a funny thing about this cup. Remember when things used to say only in theaters? That was a thing once upon a time. Sometimes you get chased by the child. Other time the kid just drops. Friendly reminder, when working with oil and working with like fresh food that you might have used water with, hot oil and water don't mix. So be very careful when you're dropping it in there. Most likely you're going to get popped at. So I would say let them sit for a little bit so they can kind of dry out a little before adding to the hot, hot, hot business. Okay, to give you an idea of how it looks when you actually plate it and do the paper towel method, this is kind of what it looks like. We've got paper towels standing by so that way we can kind of pat them off as well as we go. But you know what that means? You know what time it is? No, it's not peanut butter jelly time. It's not adventure time. It's potato time! More potatoes into the oil. More potatoes into the oil. Potato time. So for the amount of ingredients this time, I think we did 4 potatoes. That's 1 sweet onion, 2 packages of sausage, and 4 peppers, because we make a lot, because we've got, you know, a bunch of people eating. So that's just what we do, to kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. Obviously, you could half that recipe if it's only a handful of you. I mean, for whatever your your serving needs are, you know, plan accordingly. Okay, so we kind of completed the potatoes there. We're going to let those sit and do their thing. Now we're going to Sorry, had a bit of a sneeze there. Didn't want to do it while recording. We're going to add the onions too, and as you can see, a little bit of splatter. So we're gonna fast forward. Hang on 1 second. I'll show you the aftermath. Okay, so I just grabbed the pan lid to kind of help shield a little bit from the splatter that was going to happen from the onions going into that hot oil. Because, hey, safety first, folks. You know, safety first. There is almost nothing that is more aromatic than onions sauteing. I swear it fills the house with this glorious smell. I suggest giving it a shot. Okay, now with onions, there's an interesting thing. You basically want to cook them down until they start looking translucent, you know, kind of clear, and that's kind of how you know they're getting close to being done. From there, we're going to add the peppers, let them cook a bit, and then also the sausage shortly thereafter as well. On the subject of onions, if you were to like put these in a nice batter, this would also be a really good way for you to make some onion rings or some onion straws, if you will. Not a bad idea. Maybe next time. Alright, we're getting close, so I'm going to go ahead and add those peppers to it. As before, I'm probably just going to shield a little bit so that way we don't get popped on, especially with young kids running around. Safety first. Okay, so peppers have been added. We're going to stir those in, get them nice and cooked up. Okay, peppers don't take too long to actually cook, so they've been on for a couple of minutes. Still want them a little firm, so they got that nice pepper snap to them. So I think at this point we're just going to add that sausage. The sausage we usually get is fully cooked, but I know there's some out there that isn't. So, you know, if it isn't, obviously you might want to do it separately, kind of save yourself some time. This stuff's already fully cooked, so we just need to get it heated through. Yeah. So sometimes it'll get a little juicy with the peppers juices, the onion juices, the meat juices. So sometimes you just got to strain it get some of that excess moisture out of there, and then put it back in the pan so that we can start getting everything nice and done up. Sometimes if I don't throw it all into a pan like this, I'll do the peppers and onions separate, and then while we've got some oil, I'll throw the sausage in by itself to get a nice crispy brown edge that gives it a bit of a texture to it. But tonight we went a little simple with it and just threw it all into here. I think we're getting close to throw those potatoes in. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to add these potatoes. As you can probably see, it looks like they're over seasoned, but considering we're sticking them into a pot that didn't have any seasoning, this is just to kind of liven up those potatoes again, since they've been sitting for a minute, to kind of help, make sure that they're warm as well with the rest of the meal. In you go, potato! And so, yeah, we're just going to toss everything together. You can certainly just toss your salad, constantly toss that salad. Toss salad. Always just tossing the salad. Alright, so there's kind of your final look at it. I mean, it comes out real good. You get those peppers in there, a nice vibrant color that makes everything real pop against the meat and the potatoes. Want to thank you guys for watching another one of the Retronomnomnom videos. If you want to find out more information from us, check out our Facebook page. It's the Retronomipod Facebook group. You can kind of go there for one-stop shop. You can check out the Retronomipod if you want to listen to us talk about all things pop culture and nostalgia. Again, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to ask me about my wiener.